Okay,
Ooh,
we got a
Raspozzo.
game. So we got Raspozzo playing Ragna versus Vazal playing as Koji. So these are two new people. I have never seen a game between these two or a game from either of these players before.
I have fought Raspozzo in quick play before they joined uh, the Discord server, and yeah, glad to see them in test your metal now.
Yeah.
Already doing different openings. Oh yeah, Raspozzo skipped a village to go rush that fortified village, which is it's a good like instinct, I guess, and like keeping one village in the opening to get a better position or a better village is like something uh, you start doing more as you get more experience. So yeah, glad to see there. We're seeing some plays already.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot to be said about knowing when you should go for map control over economy. Like pushing ahead a lot faster so you can knock down villages and like just basically hold more of the middle where there's going to be far more contesting later in the game as opposed to, you know, taking stuff early on your side. Yeah, we see Koji just going for this village.
Yep.
Gonna build some groove.
Groove there.
Yeah. And even though everything builds groove now, like there is still a lot to be said for like the commander does build more groove if they do the thing instead of just the army.
Yes, the commanders are the more rude. Ooh, and leaving the barge in range of the commander like that. I think the sword wouldn't have been able to kill it because barges don't take damage from sword, basically.
Okay, we got Koji continuing to just knock stuff down. Although
Yeah.
going over to the side, I'm always a bit wary about when commanders go too far to the edge.
Yeah, and when there's a riverboat, this position there, riverboats can like crit you for like something like 25 damage.
Yeah, I mean, and they can also just sit there and recapture, and then your commander's just sitting on the edge, hitting a village. Which is, you know, it's nice to build groove, but if you're just sitting far out of combat, then...
I mean, I think it can be okay. Let's see. Oh, and we're starting a fight in the top right, I guess. It makes sense, there's not that many units already. Cutting the forest, nice.
Yeah, that's a huge bank.
Yep, that's what happens when you stock up the trees. Here's are we gonna see dragon? No, harpy.
One of the big buys, we're going to see a knight, another harpoon ship, and a spear.
Yeah, double harpoon. So I think double harpoon is like valuable to have, but this is probably a bit early to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you've already dedicated to the water fight, because there's already a fireboat, there's already a merfolk, and there is a dragon in response to this, so... I mean, that to me is quite interesting. Seeing double harpoon on the side and going for dragon anyway. I guess you could take the dragon to the center, but
Yeah, the dragon has a lot of other targets, and the center is really cool for the dragon because you can kind of like mages don't really reach over the water, so you can kind of float above it.
yeah.
And
Although
the
every
reason
tile
was-
can be hit from the beach, but yeah, like it is.
Yeah, but
The terrain makes it
the
more
mages can't
difficult.
like
Yeah.
walk on every time, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes. We have Ragna group that's up. Let's go. It's gonna be very impactful, I'm sure.
I mean, it could be. I mean, of course, Ragna is significantly nerfed from Wargroove 1 Ragna. But there are still cool plays you can do with her. She can
Oh, and
still...
Koji also has groove. I wonder, is he gonna save it
Maybe.
for tier 2?
It looks like it, because yeah, you would want to pop it like now, or even before any of the combat happens.
Yep.
Because every point of groove after 100% but before 200 is essentially wasted when you use your groove.
This push on the left is good. I think Raspozzo has a lot more economy now. And the naval front is doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I guess the early investment was worth it.
Yeah, although a lot of these war villages are still yellow. So it's going to take a little bit of time for that to become fully impactful.
Yep. Although, Koji was starting a push on the middle there, so let's see how that goes. It's a nice response by Raspozzo, kind of leaving their fortified village, but there's no knight to decap it right now, and nothing. Actually, nothing one-shots fortified village at full HP.
Oh, I like this positioning, by the way. Using the fireboat and the merfolk to wall. Just means the dragons can't like loop around and, or you can't hit it directly up front.
I think the dragon actually reaches.
Does it? Oh, it might actually. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it does actually still reach. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Uh-oh.
No, it's a tile
No.
away. No,
Is it a tactical misplay or is it?
No, I actually think it. 1, 2. Oh no, yeah, it does reach.
Double harpoons are running away from double dragon.
Oh, but the dragon decides not to go for the side anyway. I guess it wants to go mid and support. So they're both just going to push on each other's waterfronts. And...
yeah, the land is mostly settled at this point, although Koji is having a bit of an adventure on the left.
Yeah, he's running pretty deep by himself there. And wow, we see a barge get built. I don't think I've ever seen a barge get built on this map. I'm very curious what that's going to be done for. Bomb comes out. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good, like...
economy damage, or like good value.
Yeah.
That is a lot of damage
like
for...
the 3 units were in formation to get Koji grew.
Yeah, and you know, that witch is the big counter to the dragon, so...
Yeah, he also has 2 dragons, so damaging the witch like that's pretty valuable.
Yeah.
We'll see if can make use of the tempo this groove has gained him. Oh, he's sending a merfolk to the left to defend, actually. That's really interesting. Usually people like assume that's gonna take too long to be valuable and just don't do it, but he's just doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like he could balloon a wagon one over, which would be a bit quicker, but it is interesting seeing someone actually go for the option of slowly sending something across the map. It's a very long-term play, but you know, maybe it'll work out. Ooh, why those dogs go down for the night crit? Yeah.
Ooh, Ragna tier 2. What's it gonna be? On the mountain, let's go.
Oh wow, that's so much damage to Koji.
Koji wasn't full HP, but yeah, it does full commander damage.
Damn, that was brutal. Oh, big.
Ooh, double mage heal?
Triple mage heal? Is that gonna kill the dragon?
Oh, it might.
Oh, not quite. It gets close though. But yeah, I guess if you really want to knock a dragon down, then...
Yeah, it looks like Raspozzo is a pretty good spot for this fight.
Yep, and you know, continuing to do harassment on the sides. The merfolk's getting at another. This merfolk has done so much damage to swords on the sides. They keep getting like heavily weakened.
The swords keep going there, cap the village, and then getting crit by the merfolk. Like riverboat crit on air trooper, that's like a ton of value.
Yeah, that did like 350 goals worth of damage. Okay, Witch goes down. All those mage heals spent, but you know, they did a lot of damage to our dragon, so...
Yeah. Let's see. Although, I mean, when there's only one dragon, I'd probably agree with that play. I mean, depends, but yeah. But when there's two dragons, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I guess you've got like all these mages behind it as well, and it forced... It did a bunch of things actually. It forced the dragon to walk back and heal off a village, which uses a lot of that health on the village. That can't really be used to heal again. So there isn't a lot of health left. Oh, fortified village goes down.
Yeah, and actually, Vazal is stabilizing this position pretty well. Snide on the right side is probably going to be a problem in 1 or 2 turns, but for now, these harpoons are just going back and forth.
Yeah, they are.
Look at what they're doing right now. They're not like decapping the village with the riverboat, but they're not killing the sword. But
Yeah.
they're like
They're just like
Not sure
zoning
what
for the naval to slowly
decision-making.
do their work.
yeah.
Because like the merfolk and actually the fireship as well is doing a lot of damage to any ground troop that goes near. And they are slowly pecking away at these villages, so there's a unit count cost happening over on that left hand side. Meanwhile, we've got this big fight going on in the middle.
Yeah,
Spears getting
big
cleared
fight.
out. And ooh, yeah, lines up a spear crit, and this is, you know, reminiscent of early Wargroove 1. We've got these big spear fights going on. And Knight comes in. That mage is not long for this world. But you know,
Actually, only the witch left as anti-air. And has the commander hang back for safety?
yeah, I mean, there was a
think
lot of
Raspozzo
good
is
value
gonna-
that turn.
I think Raspozzo is gonna. It might be in a better position for this fight because their army comp is more sustainable. They have more mages.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm very curious about this barge. Is it just being used to wall?
It might have been a misclick die, but you know, once you have it, you're gonna get value. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, always. And alright, so Vazal is now camping the tower, so no more air units coming
I
out.
thought he bought another harpoon ship, but it was actually a warship.
Ooh.
That's gonna take a while to reach.
Yeah, but I guess in this position, like, the game's gonna go on a while. This is test your metal, so there is no time limit. I mean, well, no time limit is really gonna matter. Like, you have to complete your games within, like, a month. So if you want to play a 30 or 40 turn game and you have a long-term game plan, then this is absolutely the place to go for it. And we're seeing like a very slow back and forth. Like there are big slow pushes up on the left and the right hand sides.
The thing with the water on the left is that it's building a lot of groove for Raspozzo.
That's very true, actually. I hadn't considered that point.
And like, I mean, the same thing is happening on the other side, but not as much. So
yeah, because there are actual swords trying to contest these water villages on the coasts. And those swords are getting hit, and every time they capture a village, that village is also open to getting hit later as well. Whereas on the right hand side, okay, like as I say that, there's like a capture coming back in, but it's been less so on the right hand side. And now
but
we see this.
having double lumber mill control is gonna add up economically. So
Ooh, left a sword in range of a rifle. And there's a second rifle out there as well.
Has 2 rifles, so he's got some pretty end game tech out. The warship, the 2 rifles.
2 dragons. Yeah, this is definitely And he's camping the tower as well, so now there's like no additional air that's going to come out aside from air troopers.
I see a thief too. Yeah, they're in this for the long game, you know?
I haven't spotted the thief yet, but I'm sure I will at some point.
Yep, a weak air trooper coming back to capture. But, Koji is looking a little bit exposed right now.
Ooh, that is a very
Just
aggressive
a little
position.
bit, you know?
Especially when there's a 55 health sword next to it. Yeah,
Looks
Koji.
like Raspozzo spotted it, and
Yeah, there's a dragon as well. Ooh. Yeah, this is a very dead Koji. Because what can happen now, and this is one of the cool things about Ragna's new groove, although...
no, Ragna doesn't push allies. Actually.
Oh, actually, no, Ragna doesn't even need to go for it.
No, but Ragna doesn't need groove.
And finishes it off Captain America style. And Raspozzo takes the game. And that was actually a really cool match. These are two newcomers to the community, and they're actually putting on like a pretty good showing, I want to say.
They're playing pretty well. Like, wasn't seeing any like obvious blunders, and like everything they were doing had some purpose, you know.
Yeah, I liked, you know, the triple mage heal on the witch. I thought that was actually like a really interesting play that worked out quite well. I think Vazal overextended on the left a bit too much, and they lost like a big fight. And then obviously overextended their commander at the end. But yeah, that was actually like some pretty solid play from both players. But yeah, I thought it was a cool game. I thought it was like really interesting. I thought there was some like interesting stuff going on the naval across both sides of the map. So yeah, I thought it was good. And people in chat saying they didn't like the triple heal until they realized it also healed the harpy. And yeah, actually the healing of the harpy I think was like a... If we could go back and rewatch the replay and look at it in detail, I think that harpy actually did get some nice value.
Yeah, and I mean, it's pretty good because it then creates a situation where the only anti-air from Vazal is gonna be a witch, and you're gonna have Harpy Dragon, so your air is gonna get a lot of value.
And Vazal just didn't need to overextend there with their commander. They had the double rifle, they had the warship over on the right hand side. Sure, they took like a pretty nasty loss at one point as far as army goes, but they were camping the enemy tower with a harpoon ship. Like, they were in a pretty good position to put in some work. But
actually, they were fighting near the left, so usually when that happens, like, you have to be kind of careful with your dragons, because like a harpoon could suddenly like shoot your dragon from the water.
that is true. But
so
I think they're
it's a bit awkward to fight there.
Yeah, but I think like they still had a good chance to, you know, make a comeback in the game even if they were a little bit behind. Especially because, you know, like Raz left a sword just like right in the open to get shot by a rifle. Like if a couple of more of those happen, then you're looking pretty good. But yeah, it was a fun game. I enjoyed that, and Raspozzo gets their first ever win on a stream. It's
nice.
pretty cool.